Emily Thompson had always been the rock of her family. At 58, she lived a quiet life in her cozy home in San Diego, California, after losing her husband, Robert, to cancer 5 years ago. The beach house in Malibu was their dream, a 2-story haven with ocean views, bought with savings from Robert's engineering job and Emily's teaching career. It wasn't just property. It was where they built memories, from summer barbecues to quiet sunsets holding hands. Robert's ashes were scattered in the waves there, and Emily visited every weekend to feel close to him. Her only son, Jake, 28, had grown up there too. He was a hotshot real estate agent in Los Angeles now, flashy cars and all. Emily adored him, even if he seemed more interested in the high life lately. His fiancée, Sarah, a 26-year-old influencer with perfect Instagram feeds, pushed for bigger things. When Jake called one evening, Emily's heart swelled. Mom, Sarah, and I are getting married. It's gonna be huge, destination vibes, but right here in LA, we want the best. Open bar, live band, fireworks. But, costs are adding up. Around 100 grand. Emily chuckled over the phone. Whoa, that's a chunk of change, kiddo. But I'm thrilled. I'll help however I can. Maybe dip into savings. She meant it. Family first, always. But weeks passed, and Jake grew distant. No calls about venues or invites. Emily shrugged it off. Wedding stress, right? Then, one sunny afternoon, a realtor friend, Linda, dropped by with coffee and a worried frown. Em, I heard something weird. Your Malibu place? It's listed as sold. Closed escrow last week for $1.2 million. Emily's mug slipped, shattering on the tile. What? No way. I didn't sell it. Linda showed her the records on her phone. Buyer, some tech mogul. Seller, Jacob Thompson, with power of attorney. Emily's world spun. Jake had forged documents he'd visited months ago, had her sign routine papers for his business. Sneaky bastard. Tears stung as she dialed Jake. Voicemail. Call me now, young man. Her voice cracked. Betrayal hit like a tidal wave. That house wasn't just bricks. It was Robert's legacy, her sanctuary. How could her own flesh and blood steal it? Rage simmered beneath the hurt. This wasn't over. She paced the kitchen, memories flooding. Jake as a kid building sandcastles, Robert teaching him to surf. Now, all pawned for a fancy party? Emily wiped her eyes, steeling herself. If Jake thought he'd get away with this, he had another thing coming. Revenge brewed in her broken heart. Emily drove to LA that night, fury fueling the 2-hour trip up the coast. Her hands gripped the wheel of her old Honda, knuckles white. How dare Jake? She'd sacrificed everything for him. Extra shifts to pay for college, weekends alone while he partied. And Sarah? That girl was all gloss, no substance. Always eyeing Emily's jewelry like it was up for grabs. Pulling up to Jake's sleek condo in West Hollywood, Emily banged on the door. Sarah answered, flawless makeup and a silk robe, looking annoyed. Mrs. Thompson? It's late. Jake's out with the guys. Out? Tell him to get home. Now. Emily pushed past, her voice steady but eyes blazing. Sarah huffed, texting furiously. Half an hour later, Jake strolled in, reeking of bourbon, tie loosened. Mom? What the hell? What the hell? You sold my beach house, forged my signature. That's fraud, Jake. His face paled, but he recovered quick, that salesman charm kicking in. Whoa, calm down. It wasn't like that. Sarah and I, we needed the cash for the wedding. You said you'd help. Help? Not steal my home. That was your dad's dream, our memories. You had no right. Jake sighed, plopping on the couch. Mom, it's just a house. Outdated anyway. We got a great price. Over $1 million after fees. The wedding set, beachside venue in Malibu, ironically. String quartet, celebrity chef. Sarah deserves it. Sarah chimed in, scrolling her phone. Yeah, Emily, it's our big day. Think of the photos. Emily's chest tightened. Photos? You sold my soul for Instagram likes? Robert built that place with his bare hands. Jake rolled his eyes. Dad's gone, Mom. Move on. I transferred $50,000 to your account as a gift. The rest covers the wedding and our honeymoon in Bali. $50,000? For $1 million property? Emily laughed bitterly. You think money fixes this? You're a thief, son. He stood defensive. Power of attorney was legit-ish. You signed stuff. Legally, it's mine too. Inheritance early. No, it's not. I'm alive, you idiot. Tears flowed now, hot and angry. She stormed out, slamming the door. Driving home, sobs racked her. Betrayal cut deep. Her boy, her baby, reduced to this greedy shell. Sarah's influence? Maybe, but Jake chose it. Back in San Diego, Emily couldn't sleep. She rifled through old photos, family vacations, Jake's graduations. Heartache turned to resolve. She'd play nice, attend the wedding, but inside, a plan formed. Revenge wouldn't be loud, it'd be surgical, hitting where it hurt. Jake thought he won? Game on. The next weeks were a blur of forced smiles and hidden daggers. Emily hired a lawyer, Mark Reynolds, a sharp guy from her church group. Fraudulent sale, forged docs. We can fight this, he said over coffee. But it'll take time. Courts are slow. Time I have, Emily replied, eyes steely. But I want more than the house back. I want him to feel this, Mark nodded. Emotional damages? Possible, but family stuff gets messy. Messy was understatement. Jake called daily, all apologies laced with excuses. Mom, come on. Let's not ruin the wedding. You're walking me down the aisle, right? Emily bit her tongue. Sure, honey. Water under the bridge. Inside, she seethed. Sarah invited her to bridal fittings in Beverly Hills. Emily went, watching Sarah twirl in a $10,000 gown funded by her stolen home. Isn't it divine? Sarah gushed. Stunning, Emily said flatly. Like something from a fairy tale. Or a nightmare. At the rehearsal dinner, held at a swanky rooftop spot, tensions peaked. Jake's buddies toasted, but Emily sat quiet, nursing wine. His aunt, her sister Karen, pulled her aside. Em, what's going on? You look like you swallowed a lemon, Emily confessed in whispers. Karen gasped. That little shit. Robert would roll in his grave. Help me, sis. I need allies, Karen grinned. Count me in. The night escalated when Jake cornered Emily. Mom, sign this. Release form for the sale. Make it official. She stared. You want me to bless your theft? It's for peace, Sarah stressed. Emily signed a fake copy she'd prepared with Mark. Void, but Jake didn't know. Fine. For family. Relief washed over him. Thanks, Mom. Love you. Love you too, she lied, heart aching. Did she? The boy she raised was gone, replaced by this entitled man. Alone later, Emily cried into her pillow. Memories haunted, teaching Jake to ride bikes on the beach house driveway, Robert's proud smiles. Now, polluted by greed. Sarah's text buzzed, wedding details, all extravagance. Emily researched quietly. The buyer, a kind exec named Tom Harris. Maybe he'd sympathize. As the wedding neared, Emily's plan crystallized. She'd attend, play the doting mom. Then drop the bomb. Not just legal, personal. Expose Jake's fraud to everyone. Ruin his perfect day like he ruined hers. Revenge tasted bitter, but necessary. For Robert, for her sanity. Jake would learn. Blood doesn't excuse betrayal. With the wedding 2 weeks away, Emily dove into action. She met Tom Harris, the beach house buyer, at a neutral cafe in Malibu. Dressed simply, she laid out the story, tears genuine. "My son forged papers. That house is my heart." Tom, a silver-haired philanthropist, listened sympathetically. "I'm sorry, Mrs. Thompson. I had no idea. Bought it for my grandkids' vacations." "Would you sell it back?" "At cost?" he pondered. "If fraud's proven, absolutely. But let's make it interesting. I hate cheats." A deal struck. Tom would hold off improvements, support her lawsuit. In return, Emily promised discretion. For now. Back home, she rallied more troops. Old family friends, Jake's ex-girlfriend Mia, who'd warned Emily about his ambition. Even Sarah's estranged cousin, who despised her materialism. Whispers spread, but not to the couple. Emily attended the final planning meeting at their condo. Jake beamed over spreadsheets. "Mom, check the menu. Lobster, caviar, and the fireworks. Epic," Sarah added. "My dress has real diamonds." #wedding goals. Emily smiled thinly. "Sounds perfect. Robert would have loved it." The jab landed. Jake flinched. Later, alone with Jake, she probed. "Why'd you do it, son?" "Really?" he sighed. "Sarah wanted the best. And I needed a win. Business is tough. This boosts my image." "Your image? Over my home?" "It's progress, Mom. You'll get over it. That sealed it. No redemption." Emily's lawyer filed quietly. Lawsuit for fraud, emotional distress, subpoenas ready. But the real revenge? A video montage. She hired a PI to dig dirt. Jake's shady deals, Sarah's fake influencer gigs, bought followers. Compiled with family photos, narrated by Emily. This is the real story behind the wedding. She'd play it at the reception, projected big. Guests, 200 of LA's elite, Jake's clients. Ruin his rep, Sarah's brand. Nerves hit as invites arrived. Emily practiced her speech. Calm, factual, devastating. "Ladies and gentlemen, before toasts, a truth." Karen helped polish it. "Hit him hard, sis." Doubts crept. Was she becoming the monster? No. Justice, not vengeance. Jake stole her peace. She'd steal his facade. Wedding eve, Emily visited the beach house one last time. Standing on the shore, wind whipping, she whispered to Robert, "I'll fix this, love." Strength renewed. Tomorrow, the storm breaks. Jake's dream wedding? About to become his nightmare. Wedding day dawned bright in Malibu, irony thick as the ocean fog. The venue, a cliffside estate overlooking waves, guests milling in designer threads. Emily arrived early, elegant in navy, hiding her turmoil. Jake hugged her. "Mom, you look great. Thanks for being here." "Wouldn't miss it," she said, voice steady. Sarah glided by in her gown, veil trailing. "Everything's perfect." Ceremony went smooth. Vows exchanged, rings slipped on. Emily walked Jake down the aisle. Smiles for photos, but her mind raced. Reception tent buzzed. Champagne flowed. Band played. As dinner wrapped, Emily nodded to the AV guy she'd tipped. Toasts began. Best man, maid of honor. Then, MC announced, and now, a special tribute from the groom's mother. Jake beamed. Sarah clapped. Lights dimmed, screen lit up. Soft music. Old photos of Robert, Emily, baby Jake at the beach house. Narration. Emily's voice, recorded. This house was our family's heart. Built with love, filled with memories. Guests cooed. Then, twist. But my son sold it without my knowledge, forging papers to fund this very wedding. Gasps. Screenshot documents, redacted fraud evidence. PI clips, Jake's shady emails, Sarah's bought purchase likes. He stole my legacy for luxury. Today I reclaim it. Chaos erupted. Jake jumped up. "Mom? What the hell?" Sarah shrieked. "Turn it off." But it rolled Tom's statement. "As the buyer, I'm returning the property to Mrs. Thompson, suing for fraud." Guests whispered, phones out, recording. Jake's clients bolted. Sarah's influencers unfollowed live. Emily stood, mic in hand. "Jake, you broke my heart. This is the consequence. Wedding's paid? Good, but our bond, shattered." He stormed over red-faced. "You're ruining everything." "Like you ruined mine?" She held firm. Police arrived, tipped by Mark, arresting Jake for forgery. Sarah fled in tears. Gown hiked. Aftermath. Lawsuit won. House back. Emily sold it herself, donating half to cancer research in Robert's name. Jake, divorced quick, career tanked. He begged forgiveness. She offered therapy, not absolution. Years later, Emily sat on a new porch, smaller home by the sea. Peace earned. Revenge, bitter medicine, but it healed. Family isn't blind loyalty, it's accountability. Jake learned the hard way. Emily? Stronger, wiser, waves whispering approval. Thank you so much for watching this story till the end. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe even learned something from it. If you'd like to hear more stories like this, full of life lessons, drama, and emotions, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss an update. Your support means the world, and it helps me keep bringing you more inspiring and unforgettable stories. Stay tuned because more amazing stories are on the way.